Hey, welcome Raiders to Russian Army Ruskaya Armia Warhead 2. There are 3 phases to Warhead. On phase 1, you have 15 minutes to hold the term for 300 seconds. On phase 2, you have 20 minutes to hold the term for 400 seconds. And on phase 3, you have 25 minutes to find the virus, insert the virus, and hold the term for 400 seconds. There are no mediguns at Warhead 2, but there is a medic class, which I'll explain in a second. There are 5 classes in total, which you can access on the bottom left here. You have Assault, Demo, Medic, Spec Ops and Heavy Gunner. The guns have quite a quick time to kill, and all but Medic come with an M1911 as a secondary. This thing can shoot pretty quick and kill pretty fast. In general, they're pretty balanced. You can maybe outgun a class player if you're playing on Assault, and you have 30 bullets and basically no spread. The Assault class comes with the M4 and the M1911. Shoots pretty fast, kills pretty fast, has no spread. The Demo, or the ST as some people might want to call it, has the AA-12. It's a fully automatic shotgun, you can hold it down. It can kill in about 2 to 3 shots at close range. If you're a bit further away and you're aiming at body, 1, 2, 3. This guy over here, he's far away. He's going to die eventually if you just hold down in this general area. The Spec Ops class has the MP5. This is just a faster firing version of the Assault class. It will pretty much win any 1v1. It has the highest DPS in the game. I think you can win against an ST if you get the first shot on him. It is a beam. The Heavy Gunner, the M249. This one has quite a bit of spread. However, it also has 100 bullets, shoots really fast and does a bit more damage than the Assault. If there's a good player playing it, he can wipe your whole entire team out. The last class is the Medic. The Medic now on Warhead 2 has a fully automatic weapon, so you can just hold this down. What else you can do as well is you can F9 glitch, so you open your console with F9, drag it to make it smaller, put it at the top by dragging it like so, and now if you shift lock, you have free cursor control. And if you hold right click to move your camera around, you can move your shield around. You can pretty much always be facing the enemy by just moving by clicking right click. You will survive longer, maybe. You're not invincible. The shield is invincible, but they can still shoot your arms, and if anyone else shoots you from the side, you are dead. It kills a bit slower than the other guns, only has 20 bullets, but it has no spread, and you can kind of maybe play a head glitch angle. Maybe not here, but in other places around the map. Medic also comes with the medkits, very important for Warhead. Medkits can be placed down by clicking Q and holding it, and now anyone who is in this circle will heal. You can place down this medkit pretty far on the terminal or somewhere like that, and it's like a little forward operating point for your team. It lasts for about 30 seconds. After 30 seconds it will disappear, and there will be a 10 to 15 second cooldown until you can place more. Having a good medic is essential for Warhead. If you don't have a medic for some pushes, especially after you take terminal in phase 3, it's not going to look too pretty. We'll carry on dropping, we'll wipe you out. Small organized pushes is essential, and you need to keep good pressure on your enemy to win here. If you spend 2 minutes rallying your whole team for every single push you make, you're not going to win at Warhead. You need to be running in, getting picks, and then realizing that you made those picks and running in again. You basically want a full supply chain of people just running in constantly and putting pressure on the guys that you're fighting. And then after you get the terminal, then you set up, then you want to play a bit more aggressive and make sure that the defenders can't do the same thing back to you. You will have a, 3, 5, 6 man advantage as a raider. That every single fight you take, you're going to probably be a man up. If you are playing on main and you've just killed their heavy gunner, you should make the push with the 7 of you, don't wait for the other 5. Maybe you can get in, kill a few more, and then the people who are reinforcing after you can clean up, take up positions and let you reinforce again whilst you're off spawn. As a hostile, this is where you spawn for phase 1. The first decision you get to make is who you're sending where. You probably want to have a few people go and flank from side, and you want the rest of your team to go main and then split through breach room. Here I will show you what this looks like. So you'll notice there is an alternative hallway here in case you don't want to be seen as well through main. You can hug a wall here, don't be known. You actually get to probably around here, and the defenders will be right in front of you at that wall there. So you can actually get inside the term room not before the defenders, but before the defenders can fully set up. You will be making a split push, likely, through main, or breach, or side. A mixture of three is a term, cap it, and then set up either pushed up to try and play more for off spawns, or you want to be playing around the tanks, playing in a sneaky spot down here, although I wouldn't recommend it, maybe an SD can play down there. Tank up here is pretty good, all these tanks are really nice for holding. You can hold the defenders off spawn here. It is a bit harder to do, and I don't really recommend it too much, but you should be playing pushed up in general. The defenders can and will use vents to flank you. There is one vent there, and then the other vent is actually from where we came from inside. It is right over here. So those are the two vent drops in main. You just hold, play pushed up, be aware. For phase 2 you will spawn next to this staircase. You have two options, or three technically. You either run down the staircase or jump down the staircase and you're in the term room, or alternatively you have two vents that you can take in case the staircase is getting a bit too difficult to push. You drop through the elevator. If you go forward here, you will drop on the right hand side of the map. If instead of going to the right hand side you want to go to the left, you go through this other vent, which goes around the corner here, and you are now on the left hand side of the map. Here you have generator room, which has a somewhat of a crossfire onto term, and if you carry on pushing generator room you will be having an angle on the defenders in their spawn. That's their spawn over there. This is red room. You will be destroying these crates for phase 3. The terminal is in the center here. You have your numbers advantage and you can openly beam them as they're coming in. They don't really have too much cover whilst they're coming in. If they go through mid you can beam them, if they go through here you can beam them. If they go up the truss here to the right, you can see them climbing up and shoot them before they even drop, just be aware. You will probably be playing pushed up again because it's good to play pushed up, so you'll be at here, maybe from here just pop shotting, maybe on this crate here, or maybe you will have people in generator room playing far up trying to spawn camp. In general, you want mics watching key areas like this in case they do a full team push and stomp you from behind. This is phase 3. Yeah, 3, I can't speak. Phase 3, arguably the hardest phase. You respawn right where I'm standing and you have two choices again. Technically, you can spawn here, or if you're around that area, just run it down. You can get to this T section before the Russian army does, and this can give you quite a significant advantage in terms of time and in terms of getting the virus up here safely without wasting too much time, and you can contest them before they can contest you. The Russian army will aim to hold you off as long as possible in the silo area, and then once you're too close they will likely fall back and try to pincer crossfire you here. This is what the virus looks like. You can pick it up, and now you have an icon over your head showing that you are carrying the virus. This icon is visible to everyone in the game, your teammates and the enemy. If you die whilst carrying the virus, it is dropped on the ground and your teammates have 8 seconds to try to pick it up. If they do not pick it up, by the time it reaches 0, it disappears and comes back to this spot over here. To cap the term in phase 3, you have to hold X. This is not only with the virus, this is for both hostiles and defenders after the virus has been inserted. In general for phase 3, you want to get out of the silo stage as soon as you can. There are various bits and bobs of cover in the silo area itself. However, if you don't want to take your chances of being cross-fired, you can order your team to go into the silo bits on the side here and push up. These are relatively safe. The defenders are unlikely to play inside here, but you might have 1 or 2 SDs who will come and try to punish you, or maybe even set up in here. Most of the time you're going to try and get your full team to try and push left side. You can go to the right, nothing prevents you from doing so. I've seen teams do split pushes and get away with it. I've seen them try to go to the right as a team. The advantage of going to the right instead of left is you can get instant access to gate controls. By holding X here, you can open gates, and now your reinforcement time has been cut by about, I don't know, 5 to 10 seconds. It's pretty good. But most of the time, you will instead want to go to the left, because there are less crossfires once you are in a line for turn. You can either go through here. I don't recommend it. You can have a few people try and contest the assaults or STs playing here, but you can jump into this vent instead. This vent is hostile only. The Russian army cannot get into this vent, they cannot shoot into the vent unless you peek out. You can just sit in this vent, wait for them to do something stupid, and then push out and kill them like this as well. So you can do a split push from here. You can have a few people drop, and then a few people instead run straight back out of here and pincer them here. Once you're here, with the virus, you will likely want to run down pipes. There's a chance, if the leader on the other team has managed to call it out on time, that there could be someone holding here. It's a pretty nasty angle for them to hold, but if you have the medic, or I don't know, like 4 people pushing this, you're going to be alright. It is best to usually push through pipes to cap term. You can go main, there are likely also people playing here, and you will need to be careful of main when you're capping the terminal. They can shoot you. In general, the Russian army can drop into term. There are 2 drops, one at long, or rocket as some people like to call it, and one at main or pipes vent over here. These drops are not really that powerful on their own. If you have a terminal set up, basically the defenders come out and they are getting crossfired from everywhere. There's no medkit that they can really place to help them. The standard setup that the hostiles like to do is usually one guy over here, usually quite a good guy with a microphone who can call the drop, and then you're going to have the majority of your team playing pipes. The medkit is going to be placed down somewhere around here, and you're going to be pop shotting anyone who comes through here, or shooting anyone who dares to push down pipes. The pipes push is kind of crazy, but it is one of the main pushes that we do as defenders. If you're playing with higher numbers, you'll probably want a few people from your team playing at main as well when you're holding terminal. This gives you a pretty nice crossfire onto term. It makes it difficult for anyone who drops through this vent to push you, especially if you have people playing in connector. You want 2 people in here at all times as well. Actually, I forgot to mention that before. But in general, holding main is good. You can shoot anyone who is trying to get gate back, support your gate players, and you can help your reinforcements get into terminal. They have a pretty safe route of getting in through here, so as long as you cover the option of defenders holding anywhere around there, you're chilling. So recommend having a few people main. If you have quite a lot of numbers, you probably want one of your SDs and maybe one other guy playing for gate controls at all times. This means that you can reinforce super quick, and the defenders have a vent here which they can drop from in spawn, so they will drop down from spawn, go up the vent and drop here. This is the main way they will try to retake vent, because they can hug the wall, hop around the corner, try to close the door and fight whoever's here. However, if you're playing main, the main player can see these guys, and the SD, if there's an SD holding here, should win this fight. If instead you've assigned people to go right side, the defenders reinforce through the right here, unless they take the vent drop is over here, and they can also run through lobby as well if they want to, but in general the fastest way for defenders to get to the right side is through this hallway here. Now you can hold them off spawn, but in my opinion you're wasting your time. They spawn literally right here. Running through the right side, or short as we call it sometimes, is pretty risky. You can be crossfired from literally everywhere running in through here. In general, the safest reinforcement path is the left side, but you do want to have some right side presence or control. It's not too easy for defenders to get in here, and this is quite a nice crossfire to have if the terminal hold is pretty difficult to get into.